Ever stood at your window, coffee in hand, watching the sunrise, and wondered why some of the most capable women you know seem to vanish from the fast track? You've seen it happen, that brilliant executive who quit her six-figure job to start a tiny bookstore in a mountain town, the rising star attorney who traded her corner office for a yoga mat in Bali, the tech prodigy who stepped away from her startup just as it was about to go big. These aren't stories of burnout or failure, they're tales of Sigma females, women who've mastered the art of walking away from the kind of success that makes most people's mouths water. Today we're peeling back the layers of this fascinating phenomenon, exploring why these independent spirits choose to rewrite the rules of success entirely. The Sigma female phenomenon breaking away from traditional success. In our hyper-connected world, where success is often measured in followers, likes and quarterly bonuses, a quiet revolution is taking place. Sigma females, those independent, self-reliant women who've always danced to their own rhythm, are increasingly choosing to step away from conventional paths to success. But why? The answer lies in understanding the unique mindset of these remarkable women. Unlike their alpha female counterparts who thrive in traditional leadership roles, or beta females who find fulfillment in supportive positions, Sigma females operate outside these established hierarchies entirely. These women aren't just rebelling for rebellion's sake. They're part of a growing movement that recognizes the limitations of traditional success metrics. They've seen through the smoke and mirrors of corner offices with golden handcuffs, understanding that true fulfillment rarely comes packaged in society's pre-approved wrapping paper. Their decisions to walk away often come after years of excelling in conventional terms. They know exactly what they're leaving behind, and more importantly, why they're choosing to leave it. Redefining success, the Sigma female perspective. The Sigma female's approach to success is like looking at a familiar landscape through a kaleidoscope. Everything shifts, revealing new patterns and possibilities. These women have developed a sophisticated understanding of what success means on a deeply personal level. It's not that they don't appreciate achievement or recognition, rather, they've developed a more nuanced view of what constitutes a life well lived. For many Sigma females, success is measured in moments of genuine connection, in the ability to wake up excited about the day ahead, in the freedom to pursue curiosity wherever it leads. They've realized that the traditional markers of success, the prestigious job titles, the luxury cars, the expensive vacations, often come with hidden price tags that they're no longer willing to pay. This realization usually doesn't happen overnight. It's typically the result of years of observation, experience, and deep introspection. They've noticed how their colleagues who seemed to have it all were often the most stressed, the most disconnected from their families, the most removed from their original passions. They've watched friends climb the corporate ladder only to find themselves trapped in golden cages, too afraid of losing their status and security to make changes, even when their souls are crying out for something different. The hidden cost of conventional success. Beneath the glossy surface of conventional success lies a web of compromises that Sigma females have become increasingly unwilling to make. These aren't just the obvious trades like long hours or missed family dinners, though those certainly factor in. The costs run deeper, touching the very essence of who these women are and who they want to become. Consider the emotional labor required to maintain the facade of the perfect professional woman, always on, always available, always poised. There's the constant pressure to network with people you might not particularly like, to play political games that feel inauthentic, to suppress parts of your personality that don't fit the corporate mold. Sigma females have begun to recognize these demands as a form of slow spiritual erosion, gradually wearing away at their sense of self. Then there's the cost to creativity and innovation. Many Sigma females report feeling constrained by the rigid structures and risk-averse nature of traditional success paths. They've found that their best ideas, their most innovative solutions, often get watered down or dismissed entirely in environments that prioritize predictability over possibility. The very qualities that made them successful, their independent thinking, their willingness to challenge conventions, their creative problem-solving, become liabilities in systems designed to maintain the status quo. Why traditional success feels like a cage. The gilded cage of traditional success is something Sigma females have come to recognize with crystal clarity. Picture walking into a high-rise office, everything gleaming with promise: the sleek furniture, the impressive view, the enviable title on your door. Yet for many Sigma females, this environment has begun to feel like an elaborate stage set where they're expected to perform a role rather than live authentically. They've discovered that conventional success often comes with an unspoken script, one that dictates not just how you work, but how you think, dress, speak, and even dream. This sensation goes beyond mere dissatisfaction with a job or career path. It's a profound recognition that the very structure of traditional success is built on assumptions that may not align with their deepest values. The quarterly targets, the endless meetings, the constant pressure to scale and grow, all of these begin to feel like bars on a cage, no matter how beautifully they're polished. What makes this particularly challenging is that these women often excel within these structures. They're not struggling to keep up, they're usually leading the pack, but their very competence becomes another chain binding them to a path that feels increasingly inauthentic. They find themselves asking, is this all there is, not from a place of failure, but from a position of mastery that's revealed the limitations of the system itself, the freedom of walking away. When a Sigma female chooses to walk away from conventional success, it's rarely a spontaneous decision. It's more like the final scene of a long-running play, the culmination of countless small realizations, quiet observations, and deep internal dialogues. This moment of walking away, which might look like surrender to others, is actually one of the most powerful assertions of personal agency a Sigma female can make. The process often begins long before any visible action takes place. These women start by mentally disentangling themselves from the expectations that have accumulated around them like layers of fine silk, beautiful, but potentially suffocating. They begin to question not just their current position, but the entire framework that defines success in their field or industry. The actual act of walking away requires tremendous courage, not because these women lack other options, but because they're choosing to step into uncertainty when everyone around them advocates for security. They're trading known rewards for potential fulfillment, external validation for internal alignment. This isn't reckless abandonment, it's a carefully considered recalibration of priorities, breaking down the success myth. The success myth that Sigma females have begun to deconstruct is deeply embedded in our collective consciousness. It's the story that tells us success looks like a linear progression upward: more money, more responsibility, more recognition, more influence. But these women have started to see the cracks in this narrative, understanding that linear progress isn't always aligned with personal growth or fulfillment. They've noticed how this myth operates like a powerful current, pulling everyone along in the same direction without questioning whether that destination serves each individual's unique purpose. The standardized markers of success, the promotions, the awards, the social media achievements, begin to feel like arbitrary checkpoints in someone else's game. What's particularly insidious about the success myth is how it masquerades as freedom while actually constraining choices. The myth suggests that there's only one way to be successful, one path to fulfillment, one definition of achievement. Sigma females have learned to recognize this for what it is: a compelling but ultimately limiting story that serves certain societal structures while potentially undermining individual authenticity. The power of selective achievement. Sigma females have developed a remarkably nuanced approach to achievement, one that prioritizes meaningful accomplishment over mere accumulation of accolades. This selective achievement mindset operates like a highly sophisticated filter, carefully evaluating opportunities not just for their external rewards, but for their alignment with personal values and long-term vision. These women have learned to ask deeper questions about potential achievements. Will this bring me closer to my authentic goals? Does this align with my values? Am I pursuing this for myself or to meet others' expectations? This level of discrimination in choosing what to pursue marks a significant departure from the more common approach of accumulating achievements for their own sake. The power of selective achievement lies in its ability to create space for reflection, for creativity, for genuine growth. By saying no to opportunities that don't align with their core values, Sigma females create room for unexpected possibilities that might never have emerged in a schedule packed with conventional success markers. The inner journey of a Sigma female. The journey inward is perhaps the most significant aspect of a Sigma female's decision to walk away from conventional success. This isn't just a career change or a lifestyle adjustment, it's a profound exploration of identity, purpose, and personal truth. The inner journey often begins with uncomfortable questions that many prefer to avoid. Who am I beyond my achievements? What would I do if I didn't need anyone's approval? What does success mean when I strip away all external definitions? This internal exploration can be both exhilarating and terrifying. It's like excavating an archaeological site, carefully brushing away layers of accumulated expectations, societal conditioning, and inherited definitions of success to uncover something more authentic beneath. The process requires tremendous courage because there's no map, no guarantee of what will be found. The inner journey also involves confronting fears and limiting beliefs that have been carefully hidden beneath a veneer of competence and achievement. Many Sigma females discover that their drive for conventional success was partially fueled by these fears: fear of insignificance, fear of disappointment, fear of not being enough. Acknowledging and working through these fears becomes an essential part of the journey. The art of authentic living. The pursuit of authentic living is perhaps one of the most compelling reasons why Sigma females choose to step away from conventional success. This isn't simply about being true to oneself in small ways, it's about architecting an entire life around personal truth. The art of authentic living requires a level of self-awareness and courage that many find daunting, but Sigma females have learned to embrace this challenge with remarkable grace. For these women, authentic living begins with a fundamental shift in perspective. Instead of asking, "What should I do?" they ask, "What feels deeply right?" This subtle but profound change in questioning leads to entirely different life choices. They've learned that authenticity isn't just about big decisions, it's woven into the fabric of daily life, from how they spend their morning hours to how they engage in conversations, from what projects they take on to how they measure their day's success. The practice of authentic living often means making choices that others find puzzling or even threatening. A Sigma female might choose to work fewer hours, even when offered a promotion, prioritizing time for creative pursuits or personal growth. She might decline high-profile opportunities that don't align with her values, even when such decisions raise eyebrows. What others see as eccentric or wasteful, she recognizes as essential alignment with her true nature, creating a new success template. As Sigma females forge their paths away from conventional success, they're not just walking away, they're actively creating new templates for what success can look like. These templates are more fluid, more personalized, and ultimately more sustainable than the rigid structures they're leaving behind. This creative process is both deeply personal and potentially revolutionary in its implications for how we think about achievement and fulfillment. The new templates they're creating often integrate elements that traditional success models overlook or actively discourage. These might include prioritizing deep relationships over networking opportunities, choosing creative satisfaction over financial maximization, or valuing personal growth over professional advancement. What's particularly interesting is how these new templates often end up being more innovative and adaptable than conventional models. These women are designing success frameworks that accommodate cycles of activity and rest, periods of intense focus followed by times of reflection and renewal. They're creating space for experimentation, for failure, for learning, and for evolution. Unlike traditional success templates that often demand consistent upward progression, these new models embrace the natural ebb and flow of human experience and creativity. A ripple effect. When Sigma females choose to walk away from conventional success, they create ripples that extend far beyond their personal sphere. Their choices become living examples of alternative possibilities, subtle but powerful challenges to the status quo. Like pebbles dropped in a still pond, their decisions send waves of influence through their professional networks, social circles, and even into the broader culture. These ripples manifest in various ways. Colleagues who witness their departure might begin questioning their own relationships with success. Friends might find courage to explore different life paths. Younger women, seeing these examples of confident non-conformity, might feel empowered to design their own unique paths from the start. The impact isn't always immediate or obvious, but it's persistently transformative. The influence extends into organizational cultures as well. When successful women choose to walk away, companies are forced to examine their structures and values. Some organizations begin to recognize the need for more flexible, human-centered approaches to success and achievement. Others might remain rigid, but their inability to retain top talent sends a clear message about the changing nature of professional fulfillment. Finding your own path. The journey of Sigma females who walk away from conventional success illuminates a crucial truth: there is no one-size-fits-all path to a fulfilling life. This realization opens up a world of possibilities for anyone questioning their relationship with traditional success. The key lies not in following someone else's template, even a Sigma female's template, but in developing the courage and clarity to chart your own course. This process of finding one's own path requires a delicate balance of self-reflection and action. It involves listening to internal wisdom while remaining engaged with the world's opportunities and challenges. It's about learning to distinguish between societal pressures and personal desires, between fleeting impulses and deep calling. Most importantly, it's about developing the confidence to make choices that align with your authentic self, even when those choices don't make sense to others. The path-finding process often involves periods of uncertainty, experimentation, and adjustment. It might mean taking calculated risks, making unexpected turns, or sometimes backtracking to find a better route. The goal isn't to arrive at a fixed destination, but to engage in a continuous process of alignment between who you are and how you live. In conclusion, the courage to choose differently. As we wrap up our exploration of why Sigma females walk away from conventional success, we're left with a profound appreciation for the courage and wisdom these choices require. Their journeys remind us that true success isn't measured by universal metrics, but by the alignment between our actions and our deepest values. These women aren't running away from success, they're running toward a more authentic, more meaningful way of being in the world. The Sigma female phenomenon isn't just about individual choices, it's about expanding our collective understanding of what success can look like. These women are pioneers, showing us that it's possible to step off the conventional path and not just survive, but thrive. They're demonstrating that saying no to society's definition of success isn't an end, but a beginning, the start of a more authentic, more fulfilling way of living. As we close this exploration, consider this: perhaps the most powerful success isn't the kind that can be measured in traditional terms at all. Maybe it's found in the courage to listen to your inner voice, the strength to walk your own path, and the wisdom to define success on your own terms. The Sigma females who walk away from conventional success aren't giving up on achievement, they're redefining it in ways that might just change how we all think about success.